In this video, I'm going to be talking about the beast of the earth. Specifically, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the mark of the beast. So if we go to verse 11, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword, and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and that image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And we're going to come back to that. And that no man may buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here's wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 score and six. So 666. So if you come down here, right here, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And notice these same groups of people end up at the great white throne judgment. And that's for another video. But what's interesting is they receive a mark on the right hand or in their foreheads. So what's interesting is there is a disease that's called frontal blossing. It's basically an expansion of your forehead. And this could mean, like if you have a child that has the forehead that is protruding, that could mean that that baby perhaps has a tumor. It's usually a pronounced brow. All this, like the skeletal structure sticks out a little bit more on the forehead. But what's interesting, this kind of reminds me of in the Old Testament, when you have the Nephilim, the angels came down because they liked the daughters of men, and they took them. They took them wives, basically against the women's will, and they bred with the women, and they had Nephilim, giants. And there is some historical evidence that whenever you see a giant skeletal bone, their foreheads are protruding. So there is another disease that's called giantism. And you'll notice that like a famous person would be like Andre the Giant. But if you notice his forehead, his eyebrows and everything is protruding. And it's interesting that there is a mark that's going to be placed on people's foreheads. And really the forehead is basically, traditionally, it's above the eyes and below the hairline. But if you trace it back to Latin, it could be really the upper half of the head. If you divided the head in half, it would be the half of the top portion, which is interesting because anybody that doesn't take the mark is going to get beheaded, and I'm thinking most likely their heads are going to get cut in half. I know, a little gruesome, right? But no man might buy or sell, save that he had the mark or the name of the beast. And these are all the people that dwell on the earth. Now, there are people that are dwelling in heaven, because we see this right here. And it was given unto him to make war against the saints, overcome them, and power is given unto him over all tongues and nations, and all them that dwell upon the earth. Right? But if you go over to verse 12, you'll see that there are people dwelling in heaven. Why? Because the devil is cast down, right here, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. That's all those that got raptured. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And we understand also that the Antichrist actually blasphemes against the tabernacle of the Lord in heaven, and against his name, and also against those that dwell in heaven. So there are two groups of people, those that dwell in heaven by now, and those that dwell on earth, which is quite fascinating. Again, we see this over here. He opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. Again, who are those? Those are all the Christians that have been raptured into heaven. Anyways, hope you got something out of this. We're still not sure what the mark is, what the mark of the beast is. But Elon Musk is working very hard. I'm going to be making more videos of talking about this. I believe he could very well be the false prophet. He's working on Neuralink. He just created a new company, a new branch, if you will, which is an interesting thing to think about, a new branch whenever you start a new company. But this new company is called XAI. He's spending a lot of time and energy on Neuralink, trying to be able to implant chips into people's brains. And one of those things that this false prophet wants to do is, the first thing he wants to do is he wants to heal the blind. He wants to test on blind people and restore their sight. Almost very similar to what Jesus Christ was doing when he was on earth. He was restoring sight to the blind. Anyways, hope you got something out of this. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to share your thoughts. And don't forget to let me know where you're watching this video from. See you later.